Welcome to Office Hours. I am Steve Drost. With me, as always, Will Kaplan. Of course, Will and I are both from the Quivr CRM team. Now, what is Quivr? We are the CRM built by financial advisors for financial advisors, and our objective is simple. How can we help you run your business at peak efficiency? Now, each episode, we tackle a couple of cool items that came directly from Quivr users who are trying to do just that, get a little bit more efficient, make their life a little bit easier. Will, I don't think that all of our users, and definitely not prospective users, know that Quivr has a mobile app.
Probably one of the things that is not used as much as it could be, that most people are just kind of unaware that it's out there. It's not without its own set of challenges, like everything in the Salesforce ecosystem. But yeah, it can be really handy. I mean, I remember when I was practicing, this is years ago. One of the things that I was really guilty of is I would have meetings at clients' houses.
Mm.
And I would often jump in the car, head out and realize, like, where am I going?
Do you
Or
know
I'm stuck
how
in.
many times, my gosh, that I have to pull over and look up like an account application because I use Ignite for my repository and I have the app on my phone.
Uh-huh.
I would have to like pull that up to see their address before I
Address.
realized, why am I not just using the Quivr/Salesforce app so I can just search for them and there is their address so I know exactly where
It
I'm
was right
going.
there. Yeah. And, where this came out of is we had a user that was like, we have this one advisor in our office is just always on their phone and wants to be in a client meeting and putting something into Quivr. Hey, there's a task that I want to have done, or there's like an update to a record, maybe, an address change or a phone number, or business, or like whatever it might be. And that was where I think this originally came from. And then we kind of got, we opened it up into a bigger topic, because one of the things that's challenging about the mobile app is by default, it's laid out, I think, the way that most of us would lay it out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Have you?
It does. It does. And I think part of that comes from how I don't think there is anybody who is as efficient on their phone as they are on their computer, right? You have your keyboard, you can type, you have multiple screens. So when we look at the mobile app, we're not trying to recreate Quivr as when you log in. We're trying to give you maybe a simplified Swiss Army knife with different focuses. Like, we're not going to see somebody build a workflow and set up an automation on the mobile app, right? Therefore, that functionality isn't really neat. Well, somebody might try it, but I'm not going to
I
tell them to
sure
do it.
hope not. I
Yeah.
sure hope not.
Yeah. So when I look at the mobile app, mine is set up. And again, this is customizable by the end user, like everything else in the system. I build our layouts where I want fields, what data I want for that exact scenario that you just described. I am, I'm on the way to a client's house. I'm meeting them at a restaurant because I don't have an office, right? I office out of my home. I don't want clients to come to my house for meetings. So I either go to their house or I go to public spaces if they don't want to do Zoom. And that's fine with me. Addresses, the knowing of the meeting, or like, let's say I'm out and about and a client calls me, right? I use Zoom phone, it rings to my phone. If I don't have that in email, which then gets into Salesforce, it gets into Quivr, I might miss it. So I'm assuming this gentleman was like, how can I just add a quick task on my phone? How can I just do this? How can I just add these little things? And the app can absolutely do that and quite well when you have it set up to your needs.
And I think that's the part that is so key to this conversation, is to your needs. Where when I look at the mobile app, what I'm typically wanting to get out of it is, what's the address? What's the phone number? Because chances are I'm trying to meet this person and I'm either lost because I didn't come prepared, where I got the address somewhere that I could use it ahead of time, or I'm stuck in traffic and I want to be able to quickly, hit their phone number and call them. And if they don't answer, maybe try to find another form of communication where I can get through to them. If I need to get a spouse, or if I need to get like a home line or whatever it might be, like, I want that data right there so I don't have to go hunt for it. And I think that this particular advisor was looking for some of the same things. I want to really quickly, the thing that I'm using the most frequent, like, why am I in this app in the first place? Well, for me, it's adding tasks. That's different than my needs. And so now we're looking at kind of the way to shift it from, this is the way that it exists in one format, I want it to exist in a different format. And so you mentioned it a few minutes ago. One of the really awesome things about this is it is so customizable. You can change it around. You can bring different things to the forefront and to where your attention is, but it does take a little bit of customization. It's not something where, oh yeah, we thought of that and that is how we laid it out. We have our own philosophy. We have our own, why we did it the way we did it. But it doesn't mean that it fits everyone. This is not a, one size fits all situation. It's that Cinderella situation where like that slipper is going to fit just the right person, but you do have to do a little bit of work to get there. You have to,
Yeah.
customize those layouts a little bit.
Yeah, and it sounds I mean, I understand what this person wants. They sound like the advisor who's never in their desk, and they need to be able to tell their team what they need help with from their phone at all times, and that makes complete sense. I'm in my desk a lot just because I am, but I know advisors who have 2 to 3 out of office meetings every day for their entire career, and if I was that person, well, I'd have a really nice iPad, I think. That's how I would use a lot of stuff. Which again, you can run Quivr on your iPad as well. A little bit of a bigger screen. It's gonna resemble the mobile app a little bit more than it will desktop Quivr, but that will work. For example, I know people who have the meeting module on their iPad for out of office meetings and they want to look at that way, which is great. I love that. But yeah, just remember the mobile app exists. It is free. There is no additional cost for the mobile app. It's just the Salesforce app. You just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, you download Salesforce, you log into it as if you're logging into Quivr, into Salesforce directly, and you're on. Now, from maybe larger teams, if you're worried about compliance and data, things like that, maybe as a firm, you're going to elect not to let people use it. I've seen that before. So be aware of that one potential issue that you'll need to work through as just an organization. But in reality, though, it's meant to be used by you guys. You're paying for it, right? You are indirectly paying for it. It's a part of your subscription. So if you have team members and you've decided as a firm to deploy this, use it because I use it not every day, but frequently. I mean, I know one
Yeah.
guy who he has a household. I don't know if I've told you this. He has a household in his system called personal contact, and he puts everybody's addresses in it, like his friends, people he doesn't see, his cousins, things like that. So that way, when he's out and about, he just does that. I don't know why he doesn't just use his phone for it, but that's what he likes to do. So he has all
Right.
that information right there, right there. But no, I don't anything to add on the app, Will. It's fun. There is information in the community, by the way, on walking you through customizing this. So if you are a user, we do have some instructions in the community on this.
I do think the important thing to be aware of here is it does take you probably do need to do a little bit of customization. That's probably my biggest takeaway. And the idea that you can have kind of a layout for a phone and a layout for an iPad and a layout for a desktop. Like you do have a couple of different resolutions, I guess, to play with, or screen sizes to play with. But like this is one of those things where if you're going to use it, take the time to customize it because it will be like it means less clicks. It means information is where you expect it to be. You're going to have a better time. It does take a little bit of work.
It does, but it's cool when you get it done. It's awesome. And of course, Will, if you have any questions about how to do this, what should you do?
Like as always, send us tickets, send us emails, come to office hours, get in the community. There's a forum in the community as well where you can ask questions of other users as well as ask questions of us. There's a lot of ways to interact with Quivr and our team and our community. The more you do it, the better it will pay off. I promise you.
I mean, our community is getting large, and the number of people we've spoken with and how many office hours sessions we've held, we're getting to a point where a lot of the questions we get aren't unique anymore, which means we typically have a solution for it. So if you're stuck, you don't know what to do, come to office hours and we'll do the best we can to help you out. Again, that's every Wednesday. Come hang out. If you're not a Quiver user, unfortunately, you can't come to office hours yet, but that's all right. Come schedule a demo, hang out with me, hang out with Will, learn what Quiver can do for you. And then when you are a user, then you can come hang out with us in office hours.